Hello and welcome to the second week of Ecamm Live Vlogmas 2021, day 9. Here we will first, today it's the Neighbourhood, this time unedited with commentary. So now we changed the camera and I began the walk here in Hästveda. And as you can see, this time it will be the unedited version. The last one 2 days ago was edited down to 2 minutes. But let's see how long you manage to follow or have the interest to see what's happening in the village of Hästveda. So to the right is the pizzeria of the village, restaurant Tina, and the name Tina is named after the daughter of the owner, who has had this restaurant for over 20 years. So he's a veteran of restaurants in Hästveda. Before there was only one of them, but now there are two, so he has to be open also on Mondays. To the left there is the old convenience store. It's moved to a different place, we will see it later in the film. And to the right there was before a cafe. And now we moved on to the most central part of the village. To the right is a living house, and as you can see there are not many shops anymore. In the old days this was the main street, and here was about maybe 20 shops or something like that. But nowadays everyone goes to the larger cities and buys there. So to the right there was shops before, and you see to the right here we came to the railway station, and this was the first time I had this camera outside, so I didn't see what I was doing. I didn't know if I was focusing inside or outside, so therefore you have to see the focus twice. But as you can see, that was the train. And you can see there the red house in front of us. That was the first house in brick in the village. This village is the northern part of Skåne, the southernmost landscape. And Skåne here is the railway station. And here is the Swedish Sri Lankese restaurant. Earlier it was named the Lokmästaren, which means the engine master of the train, and now it's Matmästaren, which means food master. So, and it is still the same, the interior. So the new owner, Nirosh, he has had it for less than a year. But he bought the interior, so it's a very nice interior with the theme is of railways and the neighborhood of this village. So here is a scene which I totally left out in the first movie because that is it became too long. And every year, of course, there is the day of the Hästveda. Well, one citizen or member of the community in the village gets a prize as the Hästvedian of the year, and that year I think it was 2014. One got it I think they made this waiting place for the train, waiting for somebody around the tree. And that's the newest thing in Hästveda. That's the information sign. And it was inaugurated just maybe 1.5 months ago. Then of course the weather was totally different. This is extreme weather for this village. Usually there are not snow in December, but this year is exceptionally a lot of snow. And there is the coffin factory again. Earlier I told about a red brick building. That brick building was the first brick building in Hästveda. Before it was only made of wood, the buildings. And as this is southern Sweden, which is known to not have much forests, but the northernmost of Skåne or Scania, here is a lot of wood. So the houses were built in wood. So here we arrived to where I told earlier that the shop or convenience store was located closer to my house before, but it moved to the second main street in the In the village, my street is named the East Railway Road, and this is the East Main Street, as it's a village where half of the village is on the right to the tracks and the other part is to the left or the west of the tracks. And I haven't yet learned which is the good or the bad side of the railway. Maybe there are no difference. This side, the eastern side is of course is larger than the western. And you can see here that this blizzard, or one could call it, took several days to get rid of the snow. So I filmed this, I think, on Sunday, and since then it hasn't snowed yet. But maybe we will get more snow later this week, we are told. And in the description I wrote that there is the pavement was very slippery, so therefore I'm walking very carefully here. It was very, very icy. And the ice made that I first thought that we will enter the shop, or at least go into the entrance, but I decided it was better just to stop here. And there was in the old days also a shop, but it's closed down. So this is actually the only shop still in the town. There is a barber shop maybe, but that's but stores, there were maybe 20-30 of them. Then now we're back at the railway station, and here there's the new owner of the restaurant who had big problems with the snow. So they had to find someone who could get rid of all the snow, and lastly on Sunday they found some guys who could help him to dig him out so he could open his restaurant again. And here is just the red brick building, the first real brick building in the village. It was maybe in the 1920s. So that's all for today, I think. Thank you, and welcome to the next video tomorrow.